Hi, my name is John, welcome to Ride. We're here today for the next of our edits for RoadCyclingUK.com. Today we're going to cover brake cable replacement. We're going to focus mainly on the front brake today just because it's simple. Principle for the back cable is exactly the same, obviously longer cable, but the principles used are exactly the same. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Various different systems. We're using the 105 system from Shimano today. Again, principles very much the same on all the systems from all the manufacturers. The biggest difference you'll find probably is the entry or exit point for the cable varies a little bit. Even on Shimano's system, some of the units use a removable cover. That might be necessary. You can take that out of place. Sometimes it's a little tiny Phillips screwdriver. This one doesn't have any of that going on, so you're not going to see that today, but just be aware when you're looking for how the cable exits the brake lever, you may find something that looks a little different to what we've got here today. So first things first, we're going to go ahead, just disconnect the cable. It's a 5mm Allen key. We're also going to just cut the end cap off. Nice sharp set of cable cutters. Undo the 5mm Allen key. Yeah, in different systems you might find that's a Torx bolt or a smaller Allen key. Just pull the cable out of there. Now it's normally PVC taped to the handlebar, underneath the handlebar tape. Obviously that's already removed at this stage. Peel the lever hood back, take a decent blade, just cut carefully through the PVC tape. Obviously you want to try not to score the handlebars, especially if it's a carbon set. Take the tape out of the way, you'll find everything springs to life. Then you've got two cables here, you've got the gear cable and the brake cable. It's the brake cable that we're interested in today. It's a different housing, don't get that confused. Derailleur housing and brake housing is different. So you can go ahead and remove the old brake housing, and then that leaves you with the inner. Be mindful of where the inner goes through the shifter. This will make life easier for you down the line. So again, just start to remove it, have a look inside, see where it's coming from. Even leave that one where it is for the time being while you grab your new replacement. So we're ready to go ahead with our new one. You can pull the old one straight out, feed the new one straight in. Goes nicely through on this system. Good quality cables will make a massive difference to how the whole system feels. Stainless steel cables, there's some covered, coated cables out there. I like to use the original equipment stuff from the manufacturer. So that's your inner cable in place. Go ahead and grab some outer cable. Again, same as we cover on the derailleur systems. If you're confident that the outer cable is cut to the right length, then you can just mirror it up. Maybe it wasn't, you need to check that. So we're going to just go ahead and presume that we don't know what the length was on the old one. Offer the new cable up. You don't need to seat it in place at this point. Just offer it up to where it'll go. Hold it with your fingers against the handlebar. Nice smooth curves. That's all you need, that's all you're looking for. Keep the friction to a minimum. It needs to go into the brake cable, into the brake caliper, sorry. Straight as you can. Nice curve, straight into the brake caliper. Hold it with your fingernail will mark it. And that's where you're going to make your cut. Discard what you don't need. Now it's worth noting on this is a spiral cable on the outer. Derailleur cable runs straight along the length. The brake cable has more flexibility, it's a spiral wound cable. So when you cut the ends of these, if your cable cutters aren't very sharp, you can sometimes burr the ends over. You need to check that before you try and thread the inner cable through. It'll make life easier for you and you get a much better end result. So this one's cut nice and cleanly. We'll just open up the end of the plastic sheath that's inside. Make sure we've got no burrs. Everything's nice and clean. So that's your outer ready to go. I'm going to feed that straight over the inner wire. And if everything's good, I mean that's almost frictionless. No ferrule needed on the end of this one going into the Shimano house, into the Shimano shifter I should say. And again, just double checking length and cable route. At the end of the inner, feed that into the barrel adjuster, down through the pinch bolt. And when you're feeding all this through, just be careful that you're not kinking anything. You see it kind of hooked up there for a little bit. If you just pull down on that, it could kink the inner cable. Again, the kink will be a friction point. I'm going to try and just help that through as carefully as possible. Seat that in. Again, the Shimano system with this barrel adjuster doesn't take a ferrule on the end. It's pretty much out of sight. Just make sure that barrel adjuster is wound in a little bit, so it's not all the way out. Wind it in to its stop and then back out a couple of turns. Gives you the ability to adjust in either direction, and that's good. So what I want to do next is just secure that cable in place. It's going to sit nice and snug alongside the derailleur housing. We'll just take some PVC tape for that. Nice and snug against the handlebars, neat as you can. Keep it tight into the bar. Couple of turns over, that's all it takes. You need to go crazy. There we go. Pinch the brake blocks together towards the rim. Nip up your pinch bolt. And check the function of the cable. So a little bit tight there at the moment, not a lot of lever travel. Remember, we wound the barrel adjuster out so we can wind it in some. We can gain some more clearance. Again, good function of the brake. Just all that's left to do now is just cut the cable, cap the end. And that's your brake cable replaced.